So I know that there's a lot of people out there that are interested in UC Irvine and want to know more about the good and the bad about it. So that's exactly why I'm coming to you guys today with this video, to give you guys the pros and cons of UC Irvine. And at any point during this video you feel like you have a question, feel free to pause and just leave that question down below so I could get to you guys. And make sure you guys stay to the end of this video because there's going to be a lot of details that, you know, everybody really wants to know. Without further ado, let's just get right into the video. Hey, what's good everybody? I'm Kazim, aka Zim the Dream. So pretty much on this channel I'm spreading positive vibes while I'm documenting my life glow up. So if you guys want to be a part of the dream team, y'all already know what to do. Go ahead and subscribe down below. So by the title of this video, you guys already know I'm giving you guys pros and cons of UC Irvine. So I don't want to waste any more of your time. Let's just get into the cons first so that I can let you guys, you know, I'm gonna give you all the bad news first, and then we can get to more positive things about UC Irvine that, you know, everybody wants to hear that. I have it broken down to the social and academic for both cons and the pros. That way you guys can get more of a feel of what I'm talking about. So yeah, there isn't a lot to do in Irvine. You know, it's not super busy and there's not a lot of just things that you can go to on the weekend in Irvine. So if you're trying to have like a lot of fun outside, it's not really the best thing. Like I suppose if you were in LA, for example. On the positive outlook to that, we are like in the middle of like everything. So San Diego is not too far away. Los Angeles is not too far away if you have your car on campus. So that's something to look forward. I'm already getting into the pros. I can't be doing that. The party life is not that great. So if you're looking at UCI because, you know, you want to go to a party school, come on, this is not the place for that. Unless you're in a sorority or fraternity, you're not going to get that every weekend type of vibe at this college. So if you really do like that type of stuff, I would recommend you looking into going into Greek life. Or hopefully if you can build that connections at UCI with friends who are in fraternities and sororities, then that could be a way for you to try and like get into the parties and stuff like that. But other than that, the party life is not that good. You're not going to typically have like a UC party every single week. We do not have a football team, and honestly I wish we did. That would make the school that much better socially. You know, it'd just be super dope to go to the football games on the weekends or something. But unfortunately we do not have a football team, and we do have a basketball. Once again, I'm getting into the pros, but I mean, we do have a basketball team, and the basketball games are pretty fun if you ask me. The parking is extremely expensive at UC Irvine, and it just continues to increase every year. So that is something that really sucks. I don't want to be paying $135 for parking every month. You know, that's a phone bill. So it is one of those things, if you're trying to have your car on campus, you are going to have to go ahead and pay that expense. The way it works is like your housing community, you could have your car parked in this structure, but if you want to park on school campus, that's like another permit that you need to have. I don't have my car on campus and I do live on campus, so we'll get to sort of how I'm able to travel around the campus later on in the video. So now, academic wise, getting into classes are super competitive, and honestly this sucks because technically right now I'm still a second year, but I'm junior standing at UCI, and I'm still struggling to get some of these classes that I need. I wish they would just open up some more classes for my department, and I'm in the computer science department, but I know people in biology who are struggling with the same things. So it just kind of sucks, and I wish that it was easier to get classes because, you know, we're paying all this money for school to get the classes we need. Why do we have to be struggling with all this? Along with that, changing your major could also be super difficult. Speaking more on my major, which is computer science, in order to change into this major, there's about like 4 classes that you need a certain GPA, and I think the GPA is like a 3.0, and the classes are very, very tough. That may seem like a pretty low standard for you guys, but it's actually super tough to change your major into computer science. I came into the school undeclared and I changed into computer science, so it's tough, but it is possible. That is one of the cons. I wish it wasn't as difficult to change into that major and other majors on the campus. So I'm a second year at UCI, and a lot of the teachers that I've come across, honestly, I'm just being real with you guys, a lot of them don't really care about like my well-being and how I'm doing necessarily in the class. There's nothing like a teacher who's passionate about what they're doing and they really want the best for their students. Obviously, I'm just one student, so I can't speak for everybody. For the majority, most of them are pretty good, but it really does suck when you have those teachers who just don't give a F. So UCI does not do a good job of planning their 4-year academic class schedule for students. And what I mean by this is, like, it would be really helpful if UCI laid out a schedule for you where they said, okay, these are the classes that you're going to be taking this quarter, this quarter, this quarter, or at least the recommended classes that you should take. A lot of people get lost and sort of in the system trying to figure out what classes they need, and it really bites them in the end because it's like, okay, I need this much to graduate and I don't have this yet and I don't have this yet, and they sort of have to figure that all out on their own. And I know that's part of the responsibilities of college, but UCR does it. I was just talking to my sister who went to UCR the other day, and she said UCR literally planned out her 4-year schedule, and she was trying to help me with that. She was like,
dang, UCI doesn't have this? That sucks.
Thought I should let you guys know so that you guys are prepared to make sure you know that you're on track of the classes you need to graduate and the classes you need to get your degree. So many classes are restricted based on the major. And let me tell you guys, because I wanted to take, you know, this theater class, I wanted to take this film and media studies class, and I couldn't because I'm not in the major. I'm a computer science major. I really just thought that kind of sucked because the whole point of college is for you to explore things that you want to do. And if these are restricted and you don't even have like an intro class that I could take, it's not like this for all of the classes in specific majors, but I would double check on what classes you know you're going to want to take in college. Go ahead and look at UCI's website and make sure that it's not restricted for majors only. You know, because I wanted to get more experience in acting, and when I found out that I couldn't even take a theater class, it's like, you know, that's something that I'm deprived of, and I'm already paying all of this money to go to this university. So it's like those options should be available for students like me. So another thing that's a con is that for many departments, so I could speak on my computer science department, for most of the classes there's only one teacher teaching that course. So like I said earlier, it's going to be competitive to get into that course. And number two, you just have to go with that professor's schedule. If they decide that their class is going to be strictly at 8 a.m., guess what? You have to wake up before 8 a.m. to get to class. And I definitely had a class like that already. And I also had a class that was super late. And it's like, you may have a perfect schedule. This class fits in your schedule. This class fits. Wait a minute. There's a disconnect. I have a class at 7 p.m. So it really just depends. You just got to get lucky. Hopefully you get it at the right timing. Let's get into the pros. Those were all of the negative things that I had to say, which, you know, it's not that bad. You know, it's kind of expected in college. You know, you're an adult and you're expected to, you know, just adjust. Now let's get into some positive things that I really enjoy about UCI, because UCI is pretty dope. I like it a lot. We have an app called Zot Finder. This is super helpful for when you're lost on campus and you can't find a building. I can't tell you how many times that I've used this app. Even when I was a second year, I still needed to find some places, and Zot Finder literally, it doesn't matter where you're at, you type in that building and it'll literally tell you where to go. You could be at some stairs. That is something that I definitely recommend if you guys are going to UCI. Go ahead and download Zot Finder. We also have a UC Irvine app, which just tells you different updates and some more news that's going on with our campus, and that's a pretty helpful app as well. So add that to the list of apps that you need to download. Go ahead and download the UCI app. Now we also have a shuttle around campus. This is what I was telling you guys about earlier. When I want to get around the campus, another app called Rider. This app tells you all of the lines that you're nearby. So we have M line, N line, W line, just different lines in general that go around the campus, take you back to your housing communities, take you to different departments and different areas around the campus. So it's super useful, and a bunch of the students use it to get around the campus. It's what I use. And you're definitely at some point going to get on one of these shuttles. It's called the Anteater Express, and it's super useful. So definitely go ahead, add Rider to the list. You have three apps that you need to download now. So in addition to that, something that I really like about UCI, most of the classes are in close proximity of each other. I mentioned this in my UCI frequently asked questions video. We have Aldridge Park, which is in the middle. It's a huge, nice green park right in the middle. You can go from class to class and cut through the park. You might need to walk a little bit to get near the classes, but once you're in that proximity, going to class should only take you like 10 minutes max. Another thing that's super dope is we have something called the Anteater Recreation Center. This is where I hoop, y'all. Y'all would catch me. Listen. If you're a hooper, you could go ahead and catch me at the Arc, hooping on Fridays. And it's just pickup games going left and right. It's what I like to do to get some exercise and just hang out with friends. But aside from that, they have a whole bunch of gym equipment. They have treadmills, they have weights, they have all of these things, and they literally have like the fingerprint scanners, and it's free for UCI students to get in. So it's super dope, and you guys are gonna love it. So another thing is that it's super easy to find a club and make new friends. We have something in the beginning of the year called the Involvement Fair, which is in good old Aldridge Park once again. It's like a whole bunch of clubs and activities going on, but the clubs you can get involved in, literally sign up on the spot, and that's where you can go ahead and connect with more people and make new friends and start to get your own little clique that you end up, you know, hanging out with for your 4 years at UCI. So that's something that you should definitely look into if you're trying to, you know, be more social and engaged. We have two main housing communities, Mesa Court and Middle Earth. Those housing communities are right by the food court. So the food court, we have the Ant Eatery and we have Brandywine. Those are pretty dope places to eat, and they're right by the freshman housing communities. So it is really helpful for freshmen. You guys can navigate the college and really enjoy your time. Another thing is housing is guaranteed for freshmen. That's something that's a plus and you don't have to necessarily worry about. And it's also to where like the freshman housing get priority when they're signing up for housing for the next year. So it's like freshmen, you know, like UCI really does help out the freshmen and set them up so that they can really, you know, do well, and then, you know, they're on their own. So this is something really cool for Black students. There's a Black Resource Center, which I go there to chill in between classes all the time. There's also a multicultural center for other students as well. So that is something that's definitely useful for students. Then another thing is we are nearby a lot of food. So I already mentioned the two food courts that we have, but we also have a lot of fast food nearby. Everybody wants to know, you know, am I gonna be well fed when I go to college? Well, at UCI you are gonna be. Simple as that. I did get a little bit into that in my UCI frequently asked questions video. You guys should also check out that video if you haven't already. And a lot of people told me they found that extremely helpful. Another cool thing, we are near the beach. So Laguna, Huntington, Newport Beach, they're all nearby. Drive down to the beach real quick. After a hard class, you just failed a midterm and you want to look at the sunset. That's something that you could do. So we do have UC Irvine concerts that, you know, if you're not a huge party person, but you still like to have fun, this is something that's definitely great for you. We have two of them. We have Aldridge Park After Dark, and we have Summerlands, and they're honestly really fun, especially if you go with friends. And it's really nice and chill, and they decorate the park. We did have YBN Corday and Masego one time, and we're supposed to get some other dope people, but
COVID wanted to mess things up real quick.
So now into some academic pros. We have tutoring called LARC, which it's not offered for every single course, but a lot of courses that are challenging, they have LARC for it. I took a lot of LARC classes, and I'm telling you guys, they really do help because the people know exactly what you're struggling with, and it's like they give you worksheets and all of that for it, and you can ask them questions, and they really help you out for your midterms and your finals. We also have a writing center, and this is super useful because you can literally schedule an appointment, and if you need help on an essay, you can't seem to get started, or you just need somebody to, you know, point you in the right direction, they have people who are literally hired to do that. It's best to like take advantage of it. And when you guys have to take like writing 39B, C, or just any upper division writing class, take advantage of the writing center because technically you're paying for it. So another really dope thing that a lot of people are not taking advantage of is we get free Microsoft Office. So that's Microsoft Word, OneNote, and all of those things like Excel. You get free access to those. A lot of people use Docs, which is true. That's what I use. But for things like Excel or PowerPoint or OneNote, I tend to go right back to Microsoft. When it comes to those things, all you really have to do is look up UCI Microsoft Office and download it. Another super dope thing that a lot of people don't know is that you can rent out laptops and cameras from the library. So I know people who've literally gotten started with photography by renting out cameras at the library and just taking pictures. You know, if you're interested in photography or you just want to take some photos right quick, you can literally rent it out for an hour or two and just give it right back. And as long as you don't break, you know, because you don't want to be in charge of paying them back or whatever, because you're already paying them enough. We have two huge libraries that are super dope, and obviously doing research and just, having a quiet place to study you're looking forward to as a student at this university. So just having those resources there for you is super helpful. During finals week, they actually stay open for extra hours. You can stay there and study longer and earlier. Library is definitely like the only place where I can, you know, sit down and study for hours. That is everything for my pros and cons video. Again, if I missed anything and if you guys have any questions, always just leave it down below because I try my best to get back to all of the comments. That's really what I'm all about, spreading these positive vibes and trying to help everybody out so we can all grow together, you know, here on the channel, here for the dream team. Please subscribe to my channel if you have not already, and make sure you give this video a like because I really tried to make it as helpful as I could for you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace out.